not winning.
And she has seemed to have a very determined demeanor all night. She's been very quiet and focused, even during practice.
Carolyn has elected for Marianne to start the match. Good opening shot.
She chose to go with a new ball on that lane. She threw that ball in her final ball last game and got a good look from it, so she decided to bowl with that ball on that lane. It gives her a little more skid in the front part of the lane, a little more flip in the back part of the lane.
Carolyn with 13 titles, and she's going for 14 to try and surpass her husband, Ballard, who has 13 professional titles. I mean, very light, leaving a 2-pin.
In her practice balls, she struggled to find the right ball to get that flip in the back part of the lane to get that strike. She's got 4 balls down there right now on the ball return. So I was trying to figure out which one she was going to decide on to bowl with. She's gone with a ball that skids a little more.
Look at Ballard, Carolyn's husband, who she's trying to surpass. And I think it's an anniversary present, going for their 5th anniversary in a couple days here. And here's Carolyn's averages throughout this swing versus before that, the averages to make the telecast on each of those shows. Significant difference there in most of the events, and the highlighted ones with the yellow marker are the ones where Carolyn, even though she wasn't top seed in all of them, she actually had the highest average of that event. It's pretty substantial what she's doing right now.
I think she's bowling in a different center.
She looks like she made a little move there, but tripped the 4-pin.
That's what you're going to have to do tonight to win this title. Is get those trips and those good strikes.
Well, if you hear any voices coming from the back when Marianne throws her shot, her mother, Rosemary, is actually mic'd. You never know what we might hear. Carolyn Dorin-Ballard could still throw a 300, and there would be that $50,000 bonus by Travelodge Hotels. Marianne DiRupo obviously could still shoot 290.
All right, okay.
Now she's decided to go with the ball that still hooks more on this lane. So you see it just hit the lane and it really wanted to hook. I would think if I were down there and I were a coach right now, I'd be trying to get her to use the same ball she's using on 17 on that lane now.
All right.
Marianne talked to us about family support and how important it is.
Well, actually, every time my mother's here, she helps me focus. It goes back to my younger days and all the sports I played. I would always hear her in the background saying, "Stay tough." And yesterday morning was really hard for me, Kim. I struggled on staying focused because I had really bad ball reaction. But to have family members behind you, believing in you and telling you that you can do it and you'll be okay, actually was the support that I needed to get me here today.
As Rosemary looks on, very important, that support.
Carrie?
Yes! It is.
And that's what we were talking about.
Things to come.
Carolyn Dorin-Ballard now up in the 3rd, and actually, I think I misspoke there. Carolyn can shoot 290. She spared in the 1st frame, struck in the 2nd.
Maybe Travelodge will give her, $20,000 for that. 290.
Well, we could ask.
Yeah. Forced that one a little bit. Her swing wasn't as loose, and she got away with that strike that time.
She was rubbing her foot there. I don't think she had the good solid slide she wanted either.
Let's take a look at her swing there. She normally places the ball out in front of her, in front of that foot on the 2nd step, and then just totally relaxes her arm. And right about there, she started to pull through the swing. She just tries to stay with it. She's a great one to recover, and she's trying to recover here. And she sticks just a hair a little bit there. She tends to get a little longer slide than that. So it's probably a combination.
She might have been gripping it. I was looking down, Kim, while you were talking about that. Carolyn took the ball, sat down, and was inserting some tape into the ball.
So the ball was actually, the thumb hole was a little loose on her hand, so she's now got a little more relaxed grip, which then will give her the relaxed swing for this good shot here.
And it was a good shot. Didn't kick out the 10, though, and that's what you were talking about. Looking for the ball that will give her that carry.
Make that little turn at the end. Get that strike. Right about there, it should be turning, and it's not. And now it is. So it just runs a little bit late, and that's why that 6-pin falls in the gutter like that instead of carrying out the 10.
Well, she just left a 4 the last time on lane 17, so she may have made a little adjustment.
Right.
To try not to go high.
And again, on this sport pattern, she's probably not moving her feet or her eyes. She's probably just thinking, make a better shot, maybe a little more rotation with my hand. That's really all you need to do.
Now, one of the things Marianne worked on over the break, she told us, was to get a little more versatile. She was working on slow hooking. Marianne typically has a very high ball speed, and she's really worked to slow that down.
And that has worked well on some of the patterns we've been bowling on, because you have to do these different things from the same location on the lane.
Hook now, now.
Heard her calling for hook now. She knew it off her hand. 2-4-8.
Now it looked like it just kind of fell off her hand a little bit there. She didn't get as good amount of lift as she normally does on the ball. And when you do that, the ball skids more. That's exactly what happened here. Now that 8-pin moved just a hair off spot. That should help her to make the spare.
Yeah, much easier. The ball should be able to take it out.
Right.
Push.
All right. You can hear Mama in the background egging that one on.
Definitely. She's brushing her shoe there, trying to get a good, consistent slide. And we saw the Women's Bowling Association, the Memphis Association earlier. I want to take a special minute. I really